Yes, people, what's going on? Not too late this time round. Hey, I got some people in the chat. Big up everybody that's been waiting in the chat. The GOAT Chelsea, Jake Jobert, I see you. Jamaican Emilio, we have to push on as Chelsea's no sanctions just hold us down. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. But yeah, man, I was just looking through the chat. Literally, I just had a quick nap. So I'm just kind of, like that. You just have to reload. But yeah, man, I hope everybody's good. We're going to be doing the interactive calling. I will be posting the link pretty soon. But make sure you do smash the like button on your way in. And if you are new, definitely hit that subscribe button. I think we're like 15 away from 6K. Maybe one of you lot can let me know in the chat how many we are exactly away. And make sure if there's anybody new, you let them know. Smash up that subscribe button. But how's everybody feeling today? I'm going to go through the chat again. My brother Joey right there. I see you. Red, white, and come on, you blues. Guni, what's with your boy Troops? Been talking an awful lot of... Listen, yeah? A bag of everybody, all rival fans will be doing it, innit? Like... He knows better. Let me just put it that way. He knows better. He knows better. Troops knows exactly what he's doing. Big up Troops anyway. Yeah, I see all of you. Diego, I see you as well. But do you know what? I'm not even gonna start off doing too much chit chat. You get me? I'm probably just gonna post the link in the chat and just get you lot's opinion. To be honest with you, you lot are tired of probably hearing me talking. You're like, Guni, just shut up. This is the interactive calling. It's not your turn today. All right, people. I got you. I got you. Right now, I'm about to post the link in the chat. Gonna post the link in the chat. Boom. There you go. Now we're gonna pin that message. And now there's no excuses. Guni will now shut the up, right? I can't swear in the first 3 minutes. So yeah, the link is there in the chat. Let me double check and make sure it's the right one. Yep, that's the correct link. The link is there in the chat. And Joey, I see you. I see you. All right. So the rules are before I start letting people in, we're gonna have to go. Do you know what? I've got some time today. I'm gonna try and go for over an hour. Let's start there, but I'm gonna try and go for like 5-10 minutes a person. So please be patient if you will be waiting. All right, but I've got Joey right here. My Joey, what's going on? What are you telling me?
What's good, my brother? What's good?
Yeah, do you know what? Aside from all this takeover news with Chelsea, which by the way, there's some more information that's come out on Todd Bowley and one or two others. I might do a live again later on after this. But aside from that, bro, we got a positive result yesterday, and this is what we should be focusing on right now. The football that we saw yesterday. Kai and Mason Mount. What a performance from them. I'm even going to throw Aspilicueta in there. What a performance from him. You get me? So let me just know your thoughts on yesterday's game.
I was just kind of curious. Did Azzy get pulled off because he was injured, or just for like precautionary reasons for Newcastle? Do you happen to know anything about that?
I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. But if it's a precaution for Newcastle, then that's understandable because obviously Reece James has picked up another muscular
Right.
injury.
He'd probably be out until after next week. They said.
Yeah.
Um, I thought the first half, we came out blazing. We came out with the right energy. That's that type of energy we just all hoped for with what was going on outside of the game of football itself. Really, I just want Kai to continue to be as aggressive as he was in that first half. Like, he had multiple shots in that first half, and that's exactly what I wanted out of him, really. I was screaming it in your live chat, like, just need him to have that goal. Need him to have that goal. All right,
Yeah.
thank you for the clarification, everybody. I appreciate that. And then the second half, I just felt like Thomas probably took a little bit too long to make some substitutions. Really, I felt like that was really the Timo Werner specifically. I felt like probably Rom probably could have came on a little bit sooner. But in an overall sense, other than the slight mental lapse that Trev had, it was a great overall game.
No, I agree. I agree. And in terms of Kai Havertz, I was saying throughout the live stream, you could see that the confidence was back, the technique was there, and even just in the manner that he's beating players, we weren't seeing that before. Because before he would take a touch, line up his guy one on one, and he would just get dispossessed or he'd get pushed over. Sometimes concede the foul, but like one of my many concerns with him was just like his strength in the Premier League and whether he'll really be able to grow into that and be a consistent performer. But again, it's still very soon. Still very soon. This is probably third or fourth game that he's been playing. I want to see a bit more from him. I want to actually see him.
I feel like the other thing is we all have to remember he's still 22 too.
Yes, like, exactly.
He's still 22. Like, and the way his aggression just keeps on rising as he's playing more and more games with us, it's just gonna only get better. Really, like I can only see, unless like, God forbid, knock on wood, no injury comes around, like it's only gonna really get better from him because like the way that he progressed in Bundesliga when he was in Bayern Leverkusen, it was the same exact kind of way.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like a slow progression to like I was the most unbeatable player on this team. Like I'm the player on this team, and it's like you can kind of see him kind of getting into that like momentum and the groove of just how aggressive he needs to be on every ball. And it was just great to see. Just really great to see overall.
Absolutely. And one more before I let you go, Joseph. Timo Werner. Somebody actually did mention in the comments as well that he did have a pretty poor game. I thought he did as well. To be honest, I thought it was an opportunity yesterday for him to really just, get back into some kind of goal scoring form, or
especially after the FA Cup, like the way he played in the FA Cup too. Like he had the 2 goal contributions in the FA Cup. We thought it could kind of like keep it going.
But it's the same story with Timo Werner, isn't it? You might get 1 or 2, decent performances where there's goal contributions, and then after that, he just goes missing and back to his original self.
I just think he's just so comfortable in Germany. I just think it's like I think if you watch any Bundesliga, they all play the same. Every team is like really the same, and like there's space in behind, and it's just his comfortability level here just has never gotten to a point of like I can get a touch on the ball and feel like the ball's underneath me, and it's never been that with Timo. It's like he can never just keep the ball underneath him. But like you watch him play for the German team, you watch him play in Germany. It's like it just seems like you're comfortable there, man. Like
they play more to with strengths. I would definitely say. Yeah.
And I think Bayern is just going to come calling next year. Really, like Lewandowski's contract's coming. They're struggling with Lewandowski's contract big time right now. It's his coach went to Bayern, like from Leipzig. Like it's just like a match made in heaven, really bound to happen. And on top of it, Dortmund also isn't getting the striker they wanted. From what's it called? What's the other the other Red Bull team in Salzburg? Ademi, the guy Ademi, the 21-year-old from Salzburg.
Yeah,
he was supposed to go to Dortmund, and now that contract fell through. So like Timo's on their short list as well. So like as soon as all this circumstances, I think he's probably one of the first people out the door. To be honest, I just think his life's back in Germany, and that's just plain and simple.
I have to agree. But Joseph, thank you very much for calling in.
Good seeing you, my man. Good seeing you.
Likewise, I've got 1 or 2 other people in the backstage that are waiting, so I've got to get to them. But again, appreciate you very much, man. You're a supporter of the channel. You're consistent with the live, so you're very much appreciated here, man.
Have a good one, my brother. I'll listen to the rest of this stream.
You too. Appreciate that. Yo, Jake, you there?
Hey, I'm here. Can you see me?
I can't see you. I just see a black screen.
Okay. Just need to see where checking. I have no idea where you put on your camera.
There should be some settings. There should be some.
Okay.
What phone do you have?
No, I'm on my computer.
Oh, you're on your computer.
Yes.
Yeah, you should have a settings down there that should tell you to switch.
Okay. Let's see. It says HD camera, but yeah, I've no idea what's going on here.
All right, never mind. All right, listen.
Cool, man. Cool, man.
Let's be quick. I'll give you a quick 5 minutes because I don't want to keep the people
Cool.
waiting too much. But yeah, man, we're just here really to talk about yesterday's game, 3-1 results. I just want to know your thoughts, really.
Yes, I think the first half was pretty good. Second half, obviously, Norwich gave us a bit of a game. Credit to them, and obviously the penalty that was later on in the game. But I thought the first half we did brilliantly. Mason Mount and Kai Havertz, what a combo!
Yeah, the link up between them two was brilliant, and particularly with Mason Mount as well. I mean, the stick that he got in the final against Liverpool, a lot of players would be affected by that and would struggle to come back throughout the season. But looks like he's mature enough and able to put that behind him. Yes, it is Norwich, and we do have to see more from these players against bigger and better teams. But still, you can only deal with the teams that are in front of you. And I was very impressed by the two of them. There were one or two others as well I was impressed with. N'Golo Kante, actually, when he came on, looked very, very sharp. He was positive as soon as he touched the pitch. What do you think? What did you think of him?
Yes, Kante, when he came on with that Kai Havertz goal, wow! If you go check the replay in terms of the build up to that goal, that guy was on fire. And what I liked about him was as well is like Tuchel brought him on.
Yeah.
And it was basically like a 100% George Duracell bunny running through the Norwich defense. So he did brilliantly in that short time, the cameo he was on. But nevertheless, even that he didn't play the full game, I still think the rest of the guys like Jorginho and Kovacic definitely had a good game. And like we said in the first half as well.
No, absolutely. So going into this weekend's game with Newcastle, do we keep things the same in terms of our attacking options, or do we bring back Lukaku into the squad? Personally, I don't think he should be stepping into the squad. I reckon Kai Havertz is holding that position as his own right now.
Yeah, I agree with you there. In terms of Havertz, he's like, I don't know if you remember when Ziyech had that consistency like a while ago. Havertz is starting to get the same similar type of form. He's getting very consistent, especially since being the Club World Cup. He's been like that. So I say stick with him. In terms of Lukaku, I think he's actually doing okay in terms of getting off the bench and as an impact player. Obviously, I still expect him to play a lot more better than he did. And the one or two goals he got in the FA Cup, that's all right. But obviously, it's a no-brainer. Havertz is keeping him out of the squad at the moment.
No, absolutely. Jake, I'm gonna let you go, but next time we gotta have, one of the rules is we gotta have the camera on. Now I understand that
cool, man.
Trying to find a situation, but do you know what? If you do struggle, drop me a DM on either Twitter or Instagram, and I'll get back to you and try and help you out with that. But thank you.
Cool, man. And maybe try it on my phone next time around. So,
but yeah. All that way, man. But thank you very much either way. I appreciate you jumping on.
Cool, man. Keep up the good work. I'm looking forward to the rest of the stream.
All right, then, man. Take care.
Cheers, mate.
Okay. Prasanna, you were here for the first one, man. How you doing?
I'm all right. Thank you. How have you been?
Yes, not too bad. I want to focus on the positives today. Obviously, we got our 3 points yesterday with a very, very convincing performance. I just wanted to know your thoughts on the game.
I thought first half we played well. I thought we could have finished the game in the first half itself. We got the 2 quick goals within 10 minutes or so, something like that. And I think we could have put the game to bed. But second half, I'm not sure whether it was Norwich who came to us or it was Tuchel instructing them to kind of just sit back and not attack too much. I think Norwich were always going to come at us in the second half. And they deservedly, they got their goal. And sometimes we were kind of allowing them some space in the middle.
Yeah,
through, and that was a concerning part. And Aspie going off, and is he fit for Newcastle, or what's the situation with him?
Well, someone in the chat was saying that it's his first game back from illness, so it's a precaution for Newcastle this weekend. So thankfully, it's not an injury, so it's understandable why that was done.
Yeah, then fine then. But Loftus-Cheek on that side didn't look too comfortable, to be fair. I mean, he did have moments where the Loftus-Cheek holding
Yeah,
up
yeah.
players, running with the ball, but he just didn't look too
It's definitely
comfortable
not
there.
a long-term solution.
No, no.
100% it's not. I just feel like he done all right there for what he was supposed to do. I
Yeah.
don't really think he struggled. But in terms of going there long term, no thank you. Absolutely no thank you. But another thing that I wanted to discuss as well was Trevoh Chalobah. Yeah. We have to start asking the question as to whether this kid is up there as one of the most talented out of the Cobham bunch, because although he did give away the penalty yesterday, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I do think he leant into it with his hand and it could have been avoidable, but he done what he
Yeah.
done. But just in terms of his overall performance and his maturity in that defense, what kind of future do you see him having in this Chelsea team? Do you see him having a long-term future at the club and being one of our important players?
I do, because if you ask that question, if a player plays like just 1 or 2 games here and there, you would say maybe, maybe not. But he has, at the start of the season, he had a consistent run of games, and then he's not playing that. He's playing here and there. But I think it's one of those moments where if that was a Thiago Silva, his hands would have been tied to his back like
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
and he wouldn't have his hand outstretched. That was one of the reasons why I think that penalty was caused. But I do see him a long term, and given all these things that we can't even sell players, we can't even sell or buy. I mean, it's just chaos out there. I just hope he has a long term future at the club.
Yeah, I mean, with everything that's going on,
Yeah,
things are uncertain at the minute. But one positive that I do take from the entire situation is the manager, Thomas Tuchel,
yeah,
because usually an indicator of something like this affecting team harmony, you'll see it through the manager. The manager will be giving out, little hints here and there from the press conference, but he's remained professional and he's remained calm at all times. And it
yeah,
kind of gives me a sense of comfort in the fact that if he's remaining this calm, maybe he knows what's on the way. And it's not as bad as what Chelsea fans think. Because you got to remember, Thomas Tuchel, as well behaved as he's been at Chelsea, he does have a reputation to say things if they're not going his way or if he's unhappy. He done it at Dortmund, he done it at PSG. It would have been no different at Chelsea. So, in terms of that going forward, just wanted to throw that in. I think that we're going to be good. But Newcastle this weekend, what do you think? You reckon
I
we can
mean,
grab the
just
3
touching on the
points?
Tuchel thing. I mean, I think he said
Yeah.
afterwards that as long as we have players available and we have a buses to drive there, we are ready to play. And I think that is what a top manager knows what he's doing. He has control of everything what's happening around. And even with the women's team, we saw the women's team yesterday go to West Ham and beat them 4-1. And
Yeah.
we're still in the race for the title, although Arsenal are still winning games. We have games in hand, but we still need to win most of them, given that we still have cup competitions to play for. But I think Newcastle, yes, they're on a superb run of form. Even yesterday, they came from behind to beat Southampton at Southampton, which is not an easy place to go. And I think what's the situation with Ziyech though? Any idea? Because
Ziyech is still coming back from injury, so
right,
in terms of that, I can imagine the manager's just trying to integrate him back in slowly, because the last thing that we want is a long-term injury on Ziyech, who's been one of our better performers. And since we're coming into the later stages of the Champions League, it's going to be important that we need these players. So I no doubt he's going to be back. I just reckon it's about just managing his minutes and just getting him back to optimal fitness before we start relying on him consistently.
yeah, that's the thing. And Newcastle, my lineup would be, I think we would probably be better giving Silva a rest, because I think at one moment in the Norwich game, he kind of looked like he was limping a bit. I'm not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there was a collision that he had, and
yeah,
he
yeah,
was down for a little bit. I even got worried as well. I agree. Thiago Silva, I mean, listen, for 37-year-old, he's been nothing short of amazing. And I mean, to even
yeah,
play as many games consecutively as he has, it's incredible in itself. So I agree. I think Thiago does need a rest.
yeah.
I don't really want to keep tempting fate and for him to have a long-term injury, because honestly, in terms of not just for Chelsea, I do actually think he's the number one performing centre-back in the world right now. That's my honest opinion. I've said it several times. But Prasanna, I've got quite a few people that are waiting backstage. Thank you very much for joining me. You joined me the first time round as well. Appreciate that. Big supporter of the channel, man. We're gonna be back next week. Hopefully, we'll see you again for your insight, man.
Yeah, man. Take care. Cheers.
Thank you very much. Next is Uncle Jester. Oh, I haven't seen you for a minute. Hey, for those that don't know, I used to jump on Louis Gabriel Selassie, aka the Ethiopian Carlton Banks' channel, and Uncle Jester was one of the dudes on the panel. So, how are you doing, my man? It's been a while, bro. Oh, you're on mute.
Yeah, sorry. The old mute button got me. But yeah, it's been a while. I've been trying to find some time to get on. Been watching your progress, and it seems you're blessed, man. You're getting there.
Just consistency, man. Just trying to stay consistent and working hard. That's it.
Yeah. Well, you saw my name in when we were in chat. Red, white, and come on, you blues.
Oh, that was you. Oh, okay.
That's me. That's gonna be the name of my.
Yeah,
I'm looking to start a channel as well. Everybody keeps asking me to start a channel.
Yeah, it's got to be done.
And that's the name of the channel. So, yeah, it's. I haven't even put a video up yet. It's about balancing life and getting life right before you try take on some more aggravation.
No, I hear you. Again, with that, as long as you love it and you stay consistent, bro, you'll be successful. But
I appreciate you.
Talk to me about yesterday's game, man.
Yeah, I think we came out with the right attitude, and it looks like that Tuchel has got all the players in the bunker mentality. You know, they're all together. You know, the world's against us. Let's play for each other, and go out there and show what we're all about. And we came out like a house on fire. And it was some beautiful play, some beautiful one-touch passing. We haven't seen that in a long time. You know, for all the bad that Timo did, he actually is very good at doing some one-touch passing. It's when he stays on the ball. You don't want him.
It's when he's frustrated. Yeah,
he gets one Mississippi on the ball, and then the ball has to go someplace else. He actually looks like Mount in the previous game, and Mount looked like Pulisic in the previous game.
Yeah.
So the only consistent there is Kai Havertz.
Absolutely. And in terms of Kai Havertz, I know. Listen, I have to ask everybody and I feel like it's stating the obvious at this point, but from now to the end of the season, is he that number one choice in that centre forward role / false nine role, rather than having Lukaku as our actual number 9?
Yeah, I think so. I think you know, it's just like any other sport. When somebody is playing well, you cannot take him out of the lineup, no matter how much you're paying the person that's sitting on the bench that he's replaced. Right? We know that from American sports. It's the same with English sports or sports in general. If somebody is playing well, you just cannot pull them off the pitch. You can't pull them off the field or whatever sport you're the court. They have to stay and play. Our offense looks 10 times better with him at that number 9 position. And I know everybody thinks he's playing a false 9. He's not. This is how he plays striker. You're going to, you know, you can call it what you want. I know a lot of people are raised on FIFA, and so they always have to designate positions. But it is not that way. He's playing a traditional striker role. But this is how Kai Havertz version of traditional striker, right? He's a number 9, and this is how he plays number 9. He's going to get movement. He's going to drop. He's going to build up play. He's going to score. He's going to assist. This is what Kai Havertz is.
So to you, Kai is more of the complete striker rather than the false 9 centre forward that everyone's referring to him as.
No, he's a complete striker. He's got everything. He's got passing. He's got dribbling. He's got heading ability. He can hold the ball up. He's got to get a little bit stronger, but he can still hold up the ball as well as Lukaku. I've seen you know, not all the time, but Lukaku's not very consistent at that either.
Yeah.
But we are just a more dynamic offense when he's on the field, because he moves, creates space to where the other attackers can run into. He plays the ball into him, and boom, we have shots on goal.
As another thing that I think that we're starting to see is, you know, on those wing positions, although again, I slip into the trap of calling these forwards wingers, although they're actually not that. They're actually forwards. But it's the fact that players like Azpilicueta are actually coming up and supporting them on the wide side, allowing them options to rotate, sort of overload their opponent and get in behind. Something that we don't see too much with Lukaku. Is that down to Lukaku? He's him not reading the game as well as Kai Havertz, or is it the fact because it could also be a wing back situation as well that Azpilicueta is finally just getting himself up there and getting himself back in time? What do you really think it is? You reckon it's a mixture of both, or is it more Kai Havertz's effect?
Well, I think that Lukaku would be better if we had RJ and Chilwell. Okay, look, when you have better players on the pitch, everybody is better.
Yeah.
Right. So that raises the game of everybody on the pitch. But Lukaku is what he did at Inter was a specific way to play.
Yeah.
It was counterattack football. Sit back and then boom, explode. Thomas Tuchel does not play counterattacking football. No. So Lukaku still wants to play that way.
Yeah. Tuchel's possession based, isn't it?
He's possession based, and Havertz is better for that role. And we talked weeks on end about not creating for our striker. Guess what? That didn't happen. That's not an issue with Kai Havertz playing the striker position. Yesterday we had Saul and Aspie playing in the first half. It's not like we had Chilwell back and Reece James.
Yeah.
And the offense looked fantastic. By the way, Aspie came off because he was feeling ill.
Oh, right. Okay.
So that's I think
there's still a chance that he won't be fit for Newcastle this weekend then.
Well, it depends. I think Pulisic didn't play because of the illness too. So there must be a bug going around the club right now.
I hope it's not what we think it.
I don't think it's the word that cannot be said.
Yeah, that's it. But listen, I've got another several people that are waiting behind the scenes. I'm gonna have to get to them, but definitely we're gonna be doing this again next week. It won't be on Friday this time; it will be on a Wednesday. But definitely, thank you. No, do you know what? It might not even be on a Wednesday. It might have to be on a Friday again. Yeah, it might have to be on a Friday again. I might do this every Fridays. That's it. I'm gonna do it every Fridays at 6:30. So we're gonna have a dedicated time.
We can call it the Friday free for all.
There you go, or something like that. But thank you very much for joining me. Hopefully, I will see you again soon, man. Take it easy.
Yes, sir. Big up.
Sid, what's going on? Appreciate that you've been waiting patiently, man. How you doing, my bro? You're a mute. We can't hear you.
I'm actually on the opposite time zone of what you are. You are from US. I'm from India. It's
wow.
12:30 a.m.
What time is it over there?
12:30 a.m.
Oh, wow. So it's getting a bit late there. Well, it is late.
I'm just adjust to that time because matches in India also are telecasted at 1:30 a.m. to 3:30 Champions League games. Okay. And also yesterday game was around 1 a.m.
Okay. All right, man. But listen, either way, I'm very, very happy to have you here. And the fact that you waited that patiently is even much more appreciated. But talk to me about yesterday's game, Sid, the positives, if you saw any negatives. I just want to know you guys' thoughts.
The positive, which not everyone is mentioning, is that I see SP playing very well yesterday. SP was the point which was creating a triangle there with Kai Havertz and Mount. Which was helping us. And the fact that we are saying Reece James is not fit, that's why Lukaku is not performing. It's not like that. Lukaku is not performing because it's like he doesn't want to be in that corner where Havertz want to get involved and then potentially create a chance by running back and getting a pass from Mount or something like that. Lukaku wants a cross. And it's not always that he's going to win the aerial duel, and he's not good in that also this season. You have also seen that he's losing air duels for fun. For the guy like him, he should win every air duel.
Yeah, facts.
And I don't think we would prefer him against Newcastle because Dan Burn is having the same size as him, so I won't prefer him. Because I would prefer Kai Havertz because it creates a confusion. If Van Dijk can get confused, who is considered as best defender, marking our false nine system like this, then I would prefer that in Premier League up till the end of the season. We can play Lukaku against Lille because Lille are going to come at us at their ground, and it's going to be like a counter attack. Even though we play possession based football, because they are going to throw everything, even kitchen sink at us, because they are 2-0 down and they are at their stadium.
No, absolutely, and we saw that in the second half that once we got our second goal and they fought back and got the penalty, we did sit back a bit
Yeah,
and it was, I believe it was, I forget the guy's name who mentioned it before, but somebody did mention it before. Um, but in terms, I wanted to ask you about the midfield pivot because I haven't spoken to anybody about the Kovacic
yeah.
and Jorginho pivot in the middle. I think in the first half, I will say. I, I think in particular Jorginho was given away one or too many fouls here and there, but definitely in the second half, I think when he got a bit more comfortable in the possession, he started to dictate and control possession a little bit more. I So just talk to me about the pivot.
I think when we are getting the space and the team is playing a low block, Jorginho is best in that system because Jorginho can dictate the play. And when team are coming at us, like Newcastle will, because they are on mad form. They are unbeaten in like 8 games and they have won 6 out of them.
Yeah,
So I would prefer Kante and Kovacic. Yesterday you saw on 85th minute when Kante came on, the game switched in seconds. His runs, his dribbles, his precision for tackle, everything is spot on.
yeah,
You can see that. So in games where team are coming towards us, it's easy for us to play Kovacic and Kante because they can run with the ball. Jorginho can't do that. Jorginho
yeah,
will stay there and dictate. So it will be easy for us to play Kovacic and Kante. But when we have the ball, and some teams like Southampton who like to play with the ball and can leave space behind, we can use Jorginho in there because he can then launch a aerial ball, or he can switch pass, switch play. We can use him in that phase. But when team are like I mentioned Lil, they are going to come at us. Kante is very needed in that game, so he can disrupt their play and help us. In the like in last game against Lille, he gave pass to Pulisic and that mad run. Everybody
yeah.
saw that from midfield to almost the box. He made that blistering run.
How do you see it finishing for us at the end of the season in terms of all the competitions that we're in now? Do you reckon we could get a top four finish and finish with a trophy?
I think third time is lucky for us in FA Cup. I think that because our defense is the key. And even though when we are having a bad phase, we are not conceding more than once. And if Liverpool cannot break us, I think we can go through further in also in Champions League.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the budget thing is different, £20,000 or
Yeah,
something like
that's
that. It's
that's
mad.
we're gonna have to see how we're gonna overcome that because that might prove to be a bit of an obstacle for us. But I've got a couple of people that are waiting in the background, so I'm gonna
Yes.
have to let you go. We will be back again next week. So if you do want to come in and chat some more, you're more than welcome.
Always, man.
But thank you so much for joining in. Next time, I'll
Yes.
try and bear in mind that you are in a different time zone. So I'll probably throw you ahead of the queue so you can get yourself some rest real quick. But I
No, no,
appreciate you.
I'm comfortable with this time zone. I'm
Okay,
studying
cool.
and I'm comfortable with this time zone. I'm going to complete the stream today also.
Okay, I appreciate that.
I am
Thank you.
there for I am there on your channel when you were on 2K. I am there with you
Oh wow.
from that.
No, I appreciate you, man. It's always nice to meet the subscribers. So thank you very much for joining us, man. Before I bring on the next person, yeah, there are some trolls that are here in the chat, and one of them actually tried to super chat. If you think that because you put money in your pocket to try and troll me over Chelsea, that I'm gonna care, I don't give a shit. I will refund you. I don't care if it's £999 or £1,000. Take that money back. You're not coming here to troll my team. It's that simple, and you'll get blocked real quick. Simple as that. Listen, at the end of the day, I get it. Fans are gonna banter this and that and the other, but there's people in the chats that are trying to have serious conversations, and trolls trying to spam the ting. It's not helping. You get me? So it is what it is. And like I said, you can super chat if you want, and you can refund it, because I'm not gonna put it up. I'll probably just block you if you're gonna talk shit. It is what it is. If it's a productive super chat, you get me, it's gonna be there as normal. I'm gonna show you my appreciation, but try trolling me and see what I want. Yes, AJ, appreciate you taking your time and waiting up for me. I know you've been waiting there for a while. There was just a massive, massive queue of people that were waiting. I mean, I like the view. Nice city view there. Where are you at? You're on mute again. That's the third time. Lucky we got someone on mute.
Big up, Guni. Big up, Guni.
Yeah, man.
No, I'm in
Appreciate
New
you.
York. I'm in New York, bro.
Oh, you're in the city. Come on, man.
Yeah, I'm at work. Real quick. First I want to say I'm proud of the team. I'm happy that we got that W yesterday. You know,
Yeah, 100%.
It's difficult circumstances right now, so just racking up these W's are important. We don't want to be in the top 4 race. You know, we want to lock in that third minimum. Probably try to catch Liverpool. I think we can, but we just got to keep going. Now, I also want to say we're blessed to have Tuchel. You know, we're lucky to have a top manager who, you know, he clearly keeps control of the situation regardless of what's going on. So he leads the team well. So we're blessed in that manner. And I just want to say shout out Abramovich. You know, he took us far. You know, he's done everything basically that he can. We wish that he could stay. But you know, the world is what the world is right now. So, you know, we gotta move forward. Now, just speaking to the team, you know, I still the team is performing decent. I think we can still grab a trophy at the end of the year. We did get the Super Cup, we got the Club World Cup. I think if we get one more trophy, I think then we could really say it's a solid season, especially if we get top 4 as well.
Yeah.
So you know, we'll probably play Man City or Liverpool either in the FA Cup or in the Champions League. You know, I just have that feeling that we're gonna face one of them in one of those tournaments, and you know, it'll be nice to beat another English team in the Champions League again. You know, get that bragging rights.
And here's the thing: is both of them I think are beatable as well. I actually do think that we can beat them. So I'm not too intimidated as what other people might think, especially with the situation going on. But again, Tuchel's shown his leadership, especially so early on with all the news that's coming out. It's usually the worst time to hear these things when you're just getting this news. But Tuchel's just been very professional. He's clearly got the team under control and focused on the next task. But let's just talk a little bit about yesterday's game. I just want to get your thoughts on that a little bit more before we move on to the next person, because I still got several people that are waiting.
Yesterday, I said I'm happy we got the win. We started off hot. You know, I really like when we start quick. You know, that's the best formula. And you know, Liverpool does that a lot. Liverpool, they'll score their goals in the first 10, 15 minutes. Then, you know, after you score those first 2 goals, you know, you can be more calm in the game. You know, you can have more control, and players won't feel more, you know, under pressure as much. So it was nice to get those 2 goals early. I do think we should have scored more goals. Everybody is praising Mason Mount and Kai, and I do think they played well, but I do think they can play better, you know, and I do think they can do that consistently. You know, that's something that they need to be doing consistently, especially Mason Mount now. You know, he's been a first team player now for 3 years?
Yeah.
So I need him to do that consistently, especially if he's going to be one of those first names on the team sheet, because clearly Tuchel loves him. So I just need that next little step from him. But he's working on it. He's young. Kai, you know, from Kai came, I knew that he was the one, you know, so he's stepping into those boots now. Regarding Lukaku, I do think that Kai still needs to continue in the starting role, but I don't want to give up on Lukaku yet. I know that's not a popular opinion, but in my view, I do think that Kai and Lukaku can form a partnership. You know, Lukaku's a player that needs a partner because he's not the best technically gifted player, but his movement, you know, on the last man, not his overall
Yeah.
movement, but his movement off the last man and his finishing is you can't deny it, you know?
Absolutely. I mean, in terms of like trying to use him as a poacher, so he's
Hmm.
not really asked to do too many technical things. Yes,
Yeah, exactly.
it does take away from the attack. I
Hmm.
understand that. But if you just use him to with strengths, which is literally having him with facing goal and attacking it, then I think that's the best way. But again,
Exactly.
that's going to come down to a team effort and whether Tuchel's able to restructure his team the way he wants it to accommodate
Exactly.
Lukaku. Do you know what I mean? But listen, AJ, I really appreciate you joining me. I do have several people in the chat. One of them is
Appreciate you, bro.
actually going to go in the stream in about 10 minutes, so I'm going to have to get him on.
All
But
right,
we
man.
will be back next week. Hopefully, I'll see you again. And
Bless
big
up,
up
bro. I'll be
yourself from
back.
the city. Before you go, which part of New York you from?
I'm from Long Island, but I work in the city, so you know
Okay,
I'm all
man.
over, bro. But I'm
Okay,
out
man.
here, you know.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you. I hear you. But
All right,
definitely
man.
big up yourself, man. Definitely another fellow New Yorker in the cut, man. Big up AJ. Nippon, how you doing, man? I appreciate you waiting patiently on that London bus. Home sweet
Yeah,
home.
218. Yeah, 218 from Hammersmith to Norwich.
From I think you've gone on mute again. The sound's gone. We could try and figure. Yeah, we had you. We had your sound going for a second, but it just cut out. I'm not too sure what happened, but Nippon definitely is one of the supporters of the channel as well. Oh, he's gone. I'm gonna give him an extra 2 minutes to see if he can sort himself out. Oh, okay, he's popped back in. Right, we got some sound.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah. I was a bit worried when Norwich scored that.
Oh, the reception's going again.
That my friend keeps calling me. I'll have to tell
Oh,
him.
okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah. Yeah. When Norwich came back into the game, I said, "Oh my God, not this again. We've seen this far too many times with Chelsea." But yeah, right place, right time. Kai Havertz, what a goal!
Nah, absolutely. Kai Havertz again, definitely one of the better performers. Mason Mount as well had a very good game linking up on that right side with Kai, and Azpilicueta sets us up well for Newcastle this week. I have to say. In terms of Norwich, I will say this though. I thought for the majority of the game, Norwich, especially off the ball, were very poor. Their pressing was very half-assed. They allowed us to have quite a bit of possession. So Newcastle, they're going to be a completely different outfit. I mean, they're different from what we saw at the beginning of the season. Since the takeover, since signing Bruno Guimaraes, they've looked a lot better. So it's going to be a different test for us this weekend against Liverpool. But sorry, not Liverpool, against Newcastle. But do you think we have enough to steal 3 points this weekend?
Yeah. I mean, if we have our whole back line fit, yeah, we can keep the attack quiet.
Hello?
Yeah.
The stream keeps cutting out.
Calling me.
Okay, now we got your sound back. Your sound cut out again.
Yeah, I think we can get the 3 points.
Okay. Well, Nippon,
Sorry,
listen.
what was that?
No, I've got several other people that's waiting in the background, so I'm gonna have to let you go, man. But I appreciate you definitely for joining in. But
So
next
yeah,
time, when you come in next time, definitely we're gonna have some more time to talk. Your reception's just cutting out. I can't really make out the conversation properly.
Okay. Okay, yeah, see you soon, Guni. Take care.
No, thank you very much, man.
Yourself.
Hey, big up Nippon, man. He's a big follower of the channel and he also supports the thing as well. But next time, definitely, people, listen, if you're gonna come in, please try and make sure that your reception's good or your Wi-Fi is on form. I can't really be taking too much time out to be trying to figure out the problems. And if you have issues and you're struggling to get on, you can give me a DM. I'm gonna do my best to help you out. I'll take the time to make sure that your camera's right, so you can come and contribute on the show, because it is much appreciated. Hello, Chelsea fan, are you there? You gotta unmute. You gotta unmute if you're still there. Hello, you there? Yeah, well, that guest appears to be gone still. The guest appears to be gone. But look, we're going to continue with the show. Karan, thank you very much for the super chat. Before I forget, big up Guni. Love from MN. I'm not sure what state that is, so I'm going to Google it. MN. Minnesota. Yeah. I was thinking that, but I wanted to be sure. You get me? I wanted to be sure. How can we call in? There should be a link that's pinned at the top of the chat. So if you do want to call in, yes, right there. The link is pinned at the chat. So if you do want to call in, just hit that link. You'll be there in the background. I've got one other person in there. I don't know if he's still there. Yo, you there? Yeah, I think he's gone. No longer here. But if you do want to call in, just hit that link. Give us your thoughts. It doesn't even just have to be about the game. Anything to do with Chelsea at this point. I just wanted to get a few of the fans' opinions on yesterday's game. Yes, we did divert from the question a couple times, but it is what it is. We are here. If you want to talk about the game more, we can. If there's other topics that you want to talk about, we also can do that. I'm not going to wrap it up too early today. We're going to give everybody an opportunity to jump on. Big up Exeter 1985. Click that like button for Guni. Help the channel grow. Absolutely. We have another one. Big up the annoyed CFC fan, as it's saying here in your bio. How are you doing and where are you calling from, bro?
All right, bro. Doing good. Calling from Brussels, Belgium.
Oh, nice. You want to talk to me about yesterday's game?
Nah, like I don't really care about the games anymore. Like,
it's the situation with the club, right?
Yeah, like there's so much stress now. Like everything is stressful. Like you can't really think about the games anymore because, like, what's the point? What's the point if we end the season and we can't keep our sign on our center backs to new contracts? What's the point if we possibly go into administration? So yeah, hopefully the team can keep doing what they're doing, just gathering the 3 points, and then we can see how far we can finish up the table and then get out of this mess as soon as possible. Because as long as this sword sort of hangs over our heads, we can't really breathe easy,
Yeah, facts. But here's the thing, though. I will say this is that a lot of the stuff that you're seeing in the media, Chelsea's accounts have been frozen and this and that. These are things that we already knew, right? And when you look at the situation for what it is, Abramovich, before he got any sanction, had came out and already said that he wasn't going to take any of the proceeds from the club, and he was going to donate the net profits. So already he's distanced himself from the proceeds, which is what the British government want. They want to make sure that Abramovich doesn't get any of this money. Now, the uncertainty lies with whether Abramovich is going to agree to where the net proceeds are going to go from the British government. And the other one is who is going to actually be taking over the club. Those are the two questions that leave us uncertain. But in terms of Chelsea going down and, into administration and falling down the leagues, it's a massive extreme that I personally don't think is going to happen, my bro.
Yeah, I mean, that's the worst case scenario, really. But like thinking about it, like we are putting the sale in the hands of the government now. What would the government's interest be to look for that owner that will have the best interest of Chelsea at heart, or just the highest bidder, or just any bidder at all? We could literally fall into the hands of a consortium that's just looking to make money. And before we realize we are an Arsenal or Man United, and that would be the worst state
We
for
gotta
Chelsea.
be careful. We gotta be careful not to fall into that trap again. And I think that's where everyone's concern is again, is what type of owners are we gonna have? But the owners that we've been linked with, the homework that I've done on them, a lot of the main kind of front runners, with the history that they have with sporting clubs, they seem to be quite generous spenders. I mean, in particular, you've got Todd Bowley. That seems to be one of the favorites. Yes, he is an American, but what he's been doing for the Dodgers apparently has been nothing short of amazing for them. You know, he cares about the club. He invests heavily in the club, but that's not to say that's going to translate over to football. So I do understand your concerns. But before I do end this call, is there anything else that you do want to say before we go?
Yeah, I mean, looking forward to Newcastle. Hopefully another 3 points. Then Lille, get that done. Move on to the next stage of the Champions League, and let's see how this season goes.
No, absolutely. And listen, I appreciate you massively for joining me today on the chat. I wish I could have kept you a bit longer. I've just got a couple of other people that are waiting to jump on, so
no
I can't
problem,
keep
man.
you
No
too
problem,
long.
man.
But thank
Yes,
you
sir.
very much. Up the Blues, and big up yourself all the way in Brussels, man. I appreciate that. Let's see. At the Time podcast, are you here?
Yes, sir. How you doing today?
Yeah, not too bad. Where are you calling from, my bro?
I'm actually calling from Virginia. I'm not supposed to be on here. I'm at work, but it's been dead slow.
I
So
appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you.
I had to tune into Guni, Man Knows Football, live call. Now you don't see that too often, so I appreciate it, sir.
Nah, man, definitely. But yeah, right now we're not just restricting to the game, but if you want to talk about yesterday's game, you can. The situation around Chelsea, you can shoot away, whatever you want to talk about, my bro.
I mean, I would say that yesterday's game, it was a delight that we can just be distracted or try to be distracted, because it's in the back of everybody's mind that what's going on, but at least we can enjoy some football. It was cheeky from the Norwich fans that they responded with what was the chant that we're the champions of Europe, and then
You'll
they
never
responded
sing
with
that.
no matter what. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so yeah.
Everywhere they go, Chelsea sanctioned everywhere they go.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah. That's football banter for you.
I mean, I love it. I'm all here for it. I just think it was kind of gross that I keep seeing that all the rival channels, they're just flooding and happy that they're seeing us struggle. But you know what? When you see your own club's misery, you want to see someone else miserable. So I mean, haters are gonna hate, but it is what it is. I'm actually looking forward to the Newcastle game coming up. Hopefully not too much more distractions from what's happening with the freezing the bank accounts and everything.
Yeah, I mean, again, the news about the bank accounts being frozen, we were already told that with the sanction that Chelsea wouldn't be able to spend money, but they've been given a license where they can operate, and with that license, it means that they're going to have to be able to pay the players and just pay the immediate staff that's there. The concern really is about the away games that we have to travel, particularly in Europe, since we're capped at £20,000, which is a ridiculous, which is nothing to have for a delegation of, not even just the 25 players in the team. You've also got the medical staff and so on and so forth that you've got to fly over there. So it's going to be interesting to see how Chelsea deal with that, whether we can finish the Champions League. But look, all of this, we never know, because if a takeover is sorted out quickly and in time, all of these things become, they're no longer relevant. So hopefully we can get this sorted out. I don't see why it won't be. I'm quite positive about the situation. I just wish that Roman Abramovich could have stayed at the club for a bit longer and he didn't have to lose the club in the way that he did. But I do appreciate you jumping in. I've got one more person that is waiting backstage, so I do want to get them on. But thank you very much calling in from Virginia and also risking it as well, because I know you're at work, bruv, so I don't want to get you into too much trouble. But definitely, we'll be back next week. If you want to call in, you can. You get me?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I appreciate the time, and I'll risk it. It means getting to talk to you and getting to talk about Chelsea football. But again, thank you for the time.
Nah, definitely. Thanks for joining us, bruv. Yeah, let's see. We've got one more chance with Hanno. Are you there or you gone?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. But we've got no camera on. Are you struggling to get the camera on?
There.
There you
Can
go. How are you doing? Hey, you look quite young. How old are you?
I'm 14.
Yes, big up yourself, and you're a Chelsea fan, obviously. You want to talk about yesterday's game?
Yeah, Yes, and about Chelsea's situation with the sanctions.
Go ahead. Go ahead. The floor is yours, my friend. You take it as you want to take
Okay,
it. Go for it.
so I just want to say, Havertz, best in the world. Can anyone disagree?
Oh, your reception's kind of a bit slow. Say that again.
Can anyone argue about Havertz being the best in the world?
Well, best in the world is strong. It's strong because you do. I mean, in terms of strikers or slash false nines that put the ball in the back of the net, you got one or two others that might say different. You saw Benzema's performance. You still got that Lewandowski. Lewandowski. You've still got Jota at Liverpool who's putting goals away. Like there's still options, but I will say this though, he has been performing at a quality level when he can certainly get there.
Uh, the only one that I can compare to Havertz is Benzema. Was excellent against PSG. That's the only thing. And another point is, um, what do the government want to do with all that money? Roman said he was gonna give it to Ukraine's people. So
Yeah.
I think they want to take the money for themselves. That's my only reason why they would sanction Roman and take Chelsea Football Club.
Now,
Nothing
it wouldn't
else.
surprise me in the slightest if that's the case. If there's a situation where we never hear what happens with the money again afterwards, I can't say we'll be too surprised. But talk to me about the game this weekend going forward. Are you positive? Are you feeling optimistic about the game against Newcastle?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm really not confident. If you saw the way they played against Southampton, they came back and everything. Just hold on a second, please.
No, no problem. No problem. Let me see what everyone's saying in the chat. Big up everyone in the chat. You get me? It's crazy. I've got like just getting people from different sides of the world. I need to ask Hanno where he's from when he gets back. I don't have that much time, Hanno, if you can hear me, because I do have people that are waiting. So if you can hear me, try and jump back in. Clicks, your man knows football. It's my first time commenting on here, but I've watched all your streams for about a year or so and keep up the good work. Hey, you're very much appreciated. Yo, Hanno, I might have to bring you back. Oh, there he is. There he is. He's back just in time. All right, we've got another 60 seconds because I've got
Okay.
another two people that's waiting for me in the back. So
Okay. Yeah. Yes, that's the only thing I wanted to touch on. Is there anything else to add?
no, not really. Like I said, the floor was yours. But the one more question before you do go. Where are you calling from?
South Africa.
Calling from South Africa. Yes, man. Big up yourself. Big up all the South Africans out there. But Hanno, I definitely have to let you go. We're going to be back again next Friday, same time. Hopefully, I'll see you again, man.
Okay. Thank you. Big up. Remember
Yeah,
to
man.
subscribe and like.
Yeah, man. You heard him. Remember to subscribe and like, man. Big up yourself, Hanno. MZG. I seen he's been waiting for a little bit. MZG. I did want to bring you on next because I saw you came out and in for quite a bit. But it says your device is not connected. But I'm gonna bring on the next caller. But definitely when you come back on, I'm gonna bring you on because I know you've been waiting, but you've been coming in and out of the chat. But before you come on, make sure your camera is working and you are not on mute. So the next guest is gonna be Yo Baba. Yeah, make sure your camera's on before you jump on. If your camera's not in the next 3 seconds, I'm going to skip you and put on the next one. I'm going to count a slow 3. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. There's no camera. There you go. Hey, we have got the next guest, Mr. Igwe. How are you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. If you don't mind, do you mind muting
doing
the
good.
TV because otherwise we're gonna get an echo in the sound.
All right, give me a second.
Yeah, no problem.
Yes, that was for my kid.
Now, of course. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
Not too bad. Where you calling from?
Well, I'm coming from Jersey. And by the way, I think you always say that you are in Crown Heights in New York.
I'm in Washington Heights.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
uptown. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I was about to say that I grew up in Crown Heights. So
Brooklyn, right?
yeah,
Crown Heights. Yeah,
that's Brooklyn. Yeah. But I moved to Jersey, a few years ago after I got married. Anyway, that's by the way. How you doing? How's everything?
Everything is good. I mean, I'm here like the rest of the Chelsea fans, having to sit through this uncertain time with the club takeover and having to go through the media and decide what's realistic and what's not realistic, because there's a lot of sensationalism going on, as you'd expect, around Chelsea Football Club losing the sponsors and this and that and the other. So I just thought that I'd interact with the people in the chat and just get everybody's thoughts. If you want to talk about yesterday's game, you can. If you don't want to talk about that, listen, the floor is yours to discuss anything you want Chelsea related.
I mean, the only thing that I mean, trust me, the whole situation with Chelsea has been pretty much depressing. It always has to be Chelsea anyway. So if it's not the transfer ban, it's something. There's always something going on. And I know the rival fans are definitely happy about that.
Yeah.
But I mean, just to talk about maybe not entirely yesterday's game, but just to talk about Kai Havertz a little bit, and the form that he's picked up since the Club World Cup. And I think that he's been like building confidence that time, and he definitely knows that he has a lot to work on. And I feel like for a player, that's a good mentality. And we all can see that he's working hard, trying to be better. And we can see that even though we are not physically in the training sessions, we can see that whatever it is that he's been working on is showing on the pitch. But the only thing I can say about Kai Havertz and Lukaku situation is basically for Lukaku, right? It's like, okay, I feel like he's like the traditional number 9, compared to Kai Havertz.
100%.
Yeah, but you have to understand that as the years go by, football they evolve. Everything, the most constant thing in life is change. Things evolve. There are some changes. For example, like Benzema, Lewandowski, those are traditional number 9. But the way this guy play, even when we had Giroud, Giroud was the typical target man, basically, compared to somebody that runs behind and all that. But these people, sometimes if you see Giroud, if you watch his game and all that, he still drops in to basically help the team to build up play. Same thing as Harry Kane, and you can see how they play as the traditional number 9. And I feel like that is something that is missing about Lukaku. We know that you're a target man and you will rather play like that, but there are some times that you have to make the effort to help the team, drop in, to build up play, and eventually somebody might find you in the front where you can finish off, clinically, basically. And I feel like now, if it was left to me, if I were to be Chelsea's manager, I'll probably just basically convert, because we know that Kai Havertz is a cam.
Yes.
So originally, I would just convert him to somebody like this guy from Atletico Madrid, João Felix. Because I know João Felix plays as a second striker.
Yeah.
So
I'd say that's more of what Kai Havertz is. I'd say Kai Havertz is more of a second striker, which is why he does the false 9 role so well. I think that's part of it. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So I feel like if it was left to me, I mean, we might have to bring in somebody else who plays a cam efficiently, because I know that Mason Mount is not number 10, is not really his role. Same thing goes for Pulisic. Number 10 is not really their role. So we don't really have that traditional number 10 who builds up play or who is creative. So we might need to bring in a cam and just convert Kai Havertz to be like a second striker. What I'm fantasizing about is the connection. Like if we have to play two at the front, in case maybe because of this the situation we can't buy players or anything, and Amando Broja comes back in. The fantasy that I want to see those two at the front.
Definitely.
I feel like it's gonna be a mad connection.
Yeah, no,
Sorry
definitely.
about
I want to see Broya back in the team, but I want to say hello. I want to say hello to
Hello.
Guni. How you doing?
Hello.
Make sure you support Chelsea as well. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. The whole family is.
Okay, listen, that means you've got the household right. Yeah, but definitely. But listen, I've got one more person that's waiting for me.
No problem.
But I really appreciate you. You're from New Jersey, right? So you're right
Yes.
next door. But listen, if you're ever in the city during match day or whatever, most time out of 10, I might be at the football factory. So please come along. I'll get you a drink or whatever. And that's for anybody that comes. If you know the channel and you see me at the football factory, please come along. We'll have a drink together and have a chat. Definitely appreciate you jumping
No problem
in.
at all.
Yeah, man. MZG, you've been waiting patiently, bro. I seen you coming in and out a bit, but we finally got you. How you doing, bro? Oh, the reception.
I'm doing great, man. How you doing, Guni?
Oh, much better. Yeah, I'm doing good. Good. Where you calling from?
Oh, Lord. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, I'm in Tennessee.
You're where?
Yeah, I'm in Tennessee, man. How you doing, Guni?
Are you in Tennessee?
I said I'm in
Okay,
Tennessee.
so you're
I'm
down
Tennessee.
south. Yeah, Guni's doing good, man. But I'm gonna be doing a lot better once we get this situation with the club a bit sorted. You know what I'm saying? But the floor is yours, man. Whatever you want to discuss, please let us know. Talk Chelsea,
man.
bro.
Yeah, man. Just everything happening with Roman. I just think he's just, I just think he's being targeted, And funny enough, it's the fans that is going to be affected. It's the workers that are going to get affected. It's really, really tough. Like I was just looking at the sanctions. Those sanctions are killing. Those are real. I've never seen it get to this stage. And these same people, they said leave politics out of football, leave this out of football, and all of a sudden they're hitting us with these really hard sanctions. I think, the way it's looking like, I think the media, they're trying to prop out who they're going to sell it to. It's looking like the Nick Candy guy is going to have to come in with a group. It's going to have to be with Americans, and it's going to have to be for profit. So I think we're going to have a different ownership structure. I think everything we're used to is going to change. I think we're going to have, business people running Chelsea, which is not a bad thing. But, this is going to be really rough. It's going to be really rough. But those sanctions are really tough. Yeah, those sanctions are really killing. And I just hope we end the season very well. That's just the goal. I hope we, if we can get top 4, if we can do well in the Champions League, then maybe have another good run in the FA Cup. I think that would be good for us. But right now it's really tough, man. Even Emma Hayes got banned. You saw that, right?
Yeah, I saw. I did see. I saw the headlines. I don't know what exactly it was for, which is why I haven't mentioned it. But I just did see.
She was like maybe Chelsea. She was like maybe Chelsea can teach the UK government how to run a football club, and they banned her for the match tomorrow against Everton. That's for the female team. So it's really
wow.
Yes, there's always, if you're a Chelsea fan, there's always been an agenda. But just right now with what's happening in Ukraine, I think we're just the perfect scapegoats, and that's how it's looking. They're going to have to force Roman's hand, and he's not going to be able to sell it to who he wants to sell it to. It's going to have to be somebody who is, in good status with the British government, and it's looking like it's going to be the Nick Candy guy. But when I read about him, it looks like he doesn't have enough money. So It's it's a really sad situation right now, though. But I'm obviously sad about the situation with the club ownership, but with player staff, the manager, the way Tuchel has handled this, pure class. The players, the way they reacted
Absolutely.
against Norwich. Yeah, they played fantastic. I just want us to just, because the only way you can respond to this kind of, to the haters and all, is just to answer them on the pitch. Hopefully we can beat Lille.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the only way you can respond to this. Hopefully we can beat Lille, get to the next stage, then we have the international break. Then hopefully we can go from there. But the way the manager has handled this, the way the fans have handled this, the way the players have handled this so far, absolute class, and that's what they can never take away. You know.
No, definitely, definitely. But listen, in terms of this club going forward and its future, it's gonna be sorted out. It can't stay like this for too long. We're a huge, huge club. We're a powerhouse in England. Do you know what I mean? And even just down to the whole real estate and
Right.
where it is, it's a very, very sought after club. Chelsea is not short of buyers. Yeah, and we've had news from several outlets that have said,
Right.
regardless of the sanctions with Roman Abramovich, the buyers are still very, very much interested in investing in Chelsea Football Club. So I think a lot of what we're
Yeah.
seeing in the papers is
Yeah,
just
it is
really
interesting.
to sell papers.
Right, you're definitely right. Another thing with the sanctions is we cannot extend contracts to players that are
Yeah,
that are going to be leaving at the end of the season. So Aspi is in the limbo. Christensen, it looks like he's going to Barcelona. Rudiger, who is our best defender for sure right now, one of the best defenders in Europe, is looking like we cannot extend him. So that is going to be, we are going to lose like 2 players for sure. So, but then again, we have interesting players on loan. I think playing wise, I think we're going to be fine. I think the way Rhys James is obviously injured, but I think our playing staff is the way they have answered this is great. I'm a huge Kai Havertz fan. Bro Jadlow looks like he's going to be world class. That boy is a player. He's going to be
he's a
coming back
player.
next
Yeah,
season, and hopefully, one thing about Chelsea is I've been supporting Chelsea for a long time before Roma. We've always been the wild card. We've always been the black sheep. But one thing about all these things, for whatever reason, we perform best when our backs are against the wall. So don't be surprised if we win the FA Cup or if we do a madness in the Champions League. Don't
yeah.
be surprised.
Facts,
Don't be
facts.
surprised.
We are that club. We
Yeah,
are that club.
we always perform. Everybody is hate.
All right, MZ. Listen, thank you
That
very much for
club.
joining in.
Our back going to pull it, but because the questions to Tuchel have been so very, very tough, and he has handled everything well, man. I'll be going, but I definitely wish you the best, and just keep the blue flag flying high, man.
100%, man. Thank you very much for joining in, man. I appreciate that. And again, like I said to everybody else, we will be
man, bless
back
up.
same time next Friday. So make sure you are there. But listen, people, that is actually gonna be the last person that is jumping on. But I want to give you a massive, 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 massive thank you for helping us reach 6K. The mission has not been accomplished yet. We still got another 4K to go before we do get to 10K. But I want to thank every single one of you for helping Man Knows Football get to 6K subs. You get me? I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel gassed. I feel happy. And you know what? These call-ins, they're fun. I love interacting with you lot. Hopefully, I can get some more of you to call in and get some more interactions, man. But yeah, listen, I had a lot of fun today, buzzing over the 6K views. Let's get to 7K. We're almost there at 10K. Listen, 10K is getting closer and closer each day. But you get me? If you are new, make sure you definitely subscribe and make sure you smash that like button as well. Help us get found in the algorithm. Now, my next question is whether I will be coming back live again after the games to discuss the situation with Nick Candy and actually find out who Nick Candy is. And there has been some news about Todd Bowley. We have got a bit more information about him. I think we will be doing a live about that, but I don't know whether to do it tonight or tomorrow. But the only way you're going to find out is if you smash that notification button. That way YouTube will tell you when we are going live. And also if you follow our social medias as well, Instagram and Twitter, you will be notified way in advance when the lives will be coming on. You get me? But to everybody Okay, I see a message that I don't want to ignore here. J Tapia 93 says, Guni, if possible, would you want to do a collab video for your channel to talk about CFC? Absolutely. Absolutely. Like I said, the channel's open to all of you lot. So when it's time to call in, you can call in 100%. But if you want to discuss that a bit more, hit me up in the DMs. We'll definitely discuss that. But Ilyas, what's a wrench? A wrench is basically slang for I made you a moderator. You asked me if you wanted to be a moderator. I gave you that wrench. So go ahead and moderate well. You get me? But big up every single one of you. Yeah, you're the guy at work. Definitely. Yeah, we're going to work, bruv. 100%. Big up every single one of you, man. Once again, thank you for helping us reach 6K subs. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, please remain safe. And up the Chelsea. You get